and welcome back to my channel, Sew the Seam. I'm Carol and thank you so much for joining me today. So what I thought I would do is embroider a sweatshirt. I'm going to use my Stellaire machine. I've had it almost a year. It's hard to believe I've had it almost a year and I really haven't dug into it as much as it can do. This is the first time I've actually embroidered a sweatshirt. I'm using a cute little embroidery design from, Embroidery Library. It's 3 little gnomes that are baking. I thought it would be perfect for Christmas. I'm going to put it on a black sweatshirt that I purchased from Walmart. And I've got it hooped into the hoop. This is a 9.5 by 14 inch hoop. It's huge. The design I chose is going to take 147 minutes to stitch out. Yes, 147 minutes, but look how big it is. This is so big. I'm really excited to get this done and I thought I would take you along with me. So I've already hooped the sweatshirt. I've used 2 layers of stabilizer. I used an iron-on stabilizer, which I thought was kind of thin. So I went ahead and used a second little bit heavier stabilizer on the back. I used some 505 adhesive spray to put that. I didn't hoop this because I only hooped the 1 layer, but looking back on it, I thought, well, this is a really dense design. It has a lot of stitches to it. I don't want any puckering, so I'd rather have too much stabilizer, which is fine on a sweatshirt. If I was doing this on a t-shirt, I would probably choose a different design because the last thing you want to do is to feel like you're wearing a bulletproof vest. So I've done that before. So my advice when picking out a design to embroider on a t-shirt or a sweatshirt is to think about how many stitches are in the design. You don't want to be wearing a bulletproof vest. It is not fun at all. So with the sweatshirt though, it's hefty enough to where it can withstand all of the stitches. So come along with me and let's embroider these gnomes. So I've got the sweatshirt onto the machine and let me just bring you down here. Okay, so there's the sweatshirt on the machine. And see, here are the gnomes that I'm doing. Aren't they so cute? I don't think you can see too much, but it is 147 minutes. We have got 71,000 stitches in this design, 13 thread changes, and no, I will not be stitching this out. I will not be stitching this all out in one sitting. What I like to do is I'll stitch out maybe 30 minutes, turn the machine off. The machine knows where I stopped at, so once I turn the power back onto the machine, it'll ask me if I want to continue with this design. Hit yes and keep going. So I can do that multiple times until I've got the design stitched out 100%. So this will take a little bit of time. So let's get started. I went ahead and threaded the machine with the very first thread color, which is gray. I made sure I had a full bobbin because the last thing you want to do is change out your bobbin thread right in the middle, which I will probably have to do anyway since this does have so many stitches. But I thought you might enjoy seeing a little bit of this stitch out. Let's get started. Oh, and what I didn't tell you is this sweatshirt was a little bit difficult to get all in here. The sweatshirt, I made sure there was nothing, there was not any sleeve underneath, no part of the sweatshirt is underneath at all. Of course, it is pulling around the edges. Now, whenever I'm doing any type of machine embroidery, I never walk away from my machine because every time that has happened to me, something has happened, a thread break, a needle break, something. So I'm always with my machine just to make sure that nothing can go wrong, because with any type of machine, unattended, there's very possibility something could happen. So I'm going to stay with the machine, let it stitch out, and make sure that as it's moving, none of these parts, my sweatshirt that I don't want stitched, will not be stitched. Now I know some people will take and actually clip it to the side of the hoop. I've never had success doing that. So I'll just stay with the machine and let it stitch. So let's begin. Here we go. Did it start? Well, no, we can't do this. Let's lower the presser foot. This has turned green. We're good to go. Make sure that's out of the way. This is stitching out the whisk, and I'll let you see just a little bit of it. I won't film the entire 147 minutes, because although machine embroidery is fascinating, a little bit goes a long way. So I will go ahead and get this all stitched out, and once it's stitched out, I'll wear the shirt, let you see the results, and I've got some more tips and tricks for you on machine embroidery. Stay tuned. And I just love the way it turned out. I did it on a black sweatshirt. The sweatshirt's from Walmart, so you know it wasn't too expensive, so if I messed it up, it was not going to be a big deal. But I love how this design turned out. I went ahead and I did stabilize this with a cutaway stabilizer. Now what that is exactly what it says. You can't tear it. So anytime you wear something, you're embroidering something to be worn, always put on a cutaway stabilizer. Because I used the biggest hoop I've got with my Stellaire. It's 9.5 by 14 inches. Huge, but it was well worth the time spent, because this design took 147 minutes to stitch out. And no, I did not stitch it all out in one sitting. Several sittings, as a matter of fact. But that big hoop takes a lot of stabilizer. But I'm really happy with the way that turned out. Perfect for the holiday baking season. So I wanted to show you a little embroidery trick. Do you see this little rubbery piece right here? This goes on your pencil, so it makes it easier to grip the pencil. So I got these at the Dollar Tree. So there was like maybe 15 of these things in one package for $1. You can't beat that price. But the great thing is it fits perfectly onto the screw of your hoop, and it makes it screwing and tightening the hoop so much easier. So that's my tip of the day. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you taking the time to spend part of your day with me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Thanks again. Have a great day.